Good morning, second graders. Today is Tuesday, April 28th, 2020, and today you'll be learning about fractions. The first thing I want you to do is to click on the link for Basic Parts of a Whole, BrainPop Junior, and go ahead and watch that. If you want to, you can do the Pop a Joke and the easy quiz or hard quiz if you're interested. Otherwise, just go ahead and watch it. And then you are going to complete your workbook pages 391 to 392. How you do those is, the first part it says measure in centimeters. Draw rows and columns to show halves, thirds, and fourths. You do not need to use a ruler if you don't have one. You can just eyeball it if you need to. So since I don't have a ruler on my computer here, this one says halves, so I'm just going to cut it in half. That is not the only way I could show halves for that rectangle. There is another way. What way do you think that is? Yeah, you're right. Then over here it says thirds. Well, right now this isn't showing thirds yet. It has one part of a third, but I need one more line to show thirds. And then here it says fourths, so I have to divide it into 4 equal parts. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 equal parts. Okay, then, let's see here, oops, to delete that. Then the next part is, it says shade to show halves in 2 different ways. Again, it says to use centimeters, but if you don't have that, then you can just eyeball it. So show halves in 2 different ways. Well, I'm going to show halves this way. That's one way. Then I'm going to show halves this way. Here's 1, 2. Okay, so it shows halves. If I shade in this part, whoop, then I shaded in 1 out of how many total parts? 2 to show halves. Okay, see how many ways you can show halves with that square. Then it says shade to show fourths in 2 different ways. Well, it has it started for us. Then I'm going to draw a line and then a line to show fourths. Shade to show halves in 2 different ways. How can you cut these 2 rectangles in halves to show 2 different ways? Shade to show equal parts. So if I want to cut this in half, how can I cut it in half to show 2 equal parts? Thirds. How can I cut it? Where would I cut it? Whoop, right down here, and it would be 1, 2, 3. And then fourths. Then it says measure in centimeters, draw rows and columns. Write the number of small squares. Okay, you can eyeball it if you don't have a centimeter ruler. I'm just going to eyeball it, so I don't know if this is accurate or not right now. So I'm going to draw whoop, thirds, and then I'm going to draw whoop, thirds again, or cut that in half again. How many squares do I have? Well, 3, 6, 9 squares. Then go ahead and do the same for these 2. Then the last part, it says explain one way to use addition to find the numbers of small squares in the array on exercise 38. Oh, right here. So if I'm looking at this square and I use my centimeter ruler, or I just eyeball it to go ahead and cut it, whoop, whoop, and whoop. How can I use addition to find the number? Well, how many squares are in this column? 3, yep. What about this column? Yep. And this one has 3, and this one has 3. So I can use addition to show how many total squares there are. Okay? So 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 is, or I could do 4 plus 4 plus 4 to find the answer. All right, then when you are done with your workbook pages, so first your BrainPop, then your workbook pages, I want you to complete 2 out of the 4 IXLs. So if I open one of them to show you, make sure you log in. It says select the picture that shows equal parts. Well, these ones don't have equal parts, so then it's this one. Which one has it cut equally apart, where all parts are equal? Okay, and then keep going on that one. Identify halves. Which one has the orange sliced in half? Which one is half? Well, this one is not half. Whoever got this half would be very lucky, wouldn't they? Okay, and then you're going to do the same thing with thirds and fourths. It shouldn't take you too long, so if you want to challenge yourself to complete all of them, that would be awesome. And then your last thing is extra math that you logged into yesterday. You should just be able to now, if I click it and sign in, it should kick you straight to your name again. Okay, if it doesn't, go back to yesterday's Google slide and let's see if I can find it. Yesterday's Google slide, and then just type your information again. Mrs. Meddert's email, your name, and remember your PIN is your birthday. Okay, it's a 4-digit PIN. All right, have fun today.